Hi, today I'm going to talk about what is medical cannabis. Hello everyone, my name is Randy Caine and I'm the Humble Grower. Cannabis is now legal in Canada and I'm here to show you what I know about this amazing plant. Medicinal cannabis. Is it a special type of cannabis? Is it a different type of cannabis? Is it one that you can only get from drugstores or LPs? No, it's the very same cannabis that people use non-medicinally. What the difference is that how you're going to select the one for your condition. There are a variety of strains that you need to have a look at and find out which one would work best for pains or aches or cancers or unrest, eating disorders, and so you move through it no differently than you would move through other pharmaceuticals that your physician would give you. He would start you on one, you go in and say, okay, my back is very sore. He would start you with something, come in a week or two from now, he would say, how did that work? You would say, well, pretty good, but no, not so good here. It's about goal orientation. Your goal is to feel better, to improve your quality of life. He will then adjust. This is what we do at our dispensary, is we start people on something that we feel represents that core, and then work from there, navigate our way through the different strains as they pertain to that individual. And do know that it's kind of a unique plant in that regard is that what will work for one may not work for another. But that same could be said about pharmaceuticals. Some pain reliever that is just a godsend for your friend might not be the one that works for you. So this is really how we need to move through these things, is trying to look at it in a broader sense. It also has to do with how often you would be taking it. Using medicinally, we always recommend people use 3 times a day to get into a regular usage. That's not uncommon. If you were taking most pharmaceuticals, or even something as simple as an aspirin, you would be taking it every 8 hours. It only lasts, and this is the same thing with, with cannabis in terms of it. It lasts about 6 to 8 hours. So we recommend people continue to use this so they don't spike, so they don't get one day where they're up a little too high. It'd be like taking a heavy pain reliever only sporadically. You're going to feel the whole impact of that. But we know, well, those of us that have had to take pain relievers, that if you take it regularly as prescribed by your physician, within a day or two, you really can't even feel that. You don't even notice what you maybe felt the first couple of times you used it. So that, I think, is really what people need to understand about that. Another thing in terms of medicinal, it's about the delivery systems. And by that, what I mean is, how are you going to take that in? And that also has a direct relationship to the effects on the individual, quite surprisingly. But so you could take the same strain and have somebody either smoke that, or they could eat it, or they could use it as a topical, in a variety of ways. They could take it as a little candy and experience something quite different through each of these. We also explore that with people. It's not the rightest thing for everybody to utilize it by smoking or by vaporizing. We guide people through. This is something that's a very large part of, even like I say, going to your physician, is helping you understand how to achieve your goal. And this, I think, is kind of maybe a very fundamental part of looking at cannabis medicinally that is often overlooked in a way that we wouldn't with a pharmaceutical. When you go to your physician, you know what your goal is. You go in, you got a sore back. You want that back not to be sore. When we have people that come into our dispensary, we have to help them re-understand that this also is a medicine, that you need to understand what your goal is. You can't just sit back from it. You have to do this. You've always been that guinea pig. When you go into your physician, he gives you the pill, you go back a week or 2 weeks later, he says, how did it feel? He can't magically tap into you and say, oh, that's how it felt for that person. And, oh no, they turn to you. That's really what this is about, even for us. And for you, if you choose to go down that path, understand it's about a goal. And if you're not achieving that goal, then maybe you need to find another strain, or say, did it work even a little bit? We do start that way with people coming into our dispensary. And let's start you with a tincture. See if you experience anything in a positive way from this. If not, because I cannot say that it's a cure-all for everybody. Well, they come in, and if they get at least some relief, we're able to continue to move forward. Delivery systems, though, are probably one of the great variances that people really need to understand the strains and deliveries. They're very, very vital. So that, I think, is really how we would need to look at the use of medicinal cannabis, is in the fashion that you've always understood medicine to be. Don't be blindsided by the propaganda or all of the stigma behind it. It's a medicine and can be used as such. So here, I'm wishing you the best. See you again. I hope you found this useful. I would also recommend that you watch the documentary Demystifying Cannabis on Canada's legalization. You can access that by clicking on the link below.